Right, we are going to try and do a guide today about Sport L494. So this is Range Rover Sport from 2014 up to current date 2020. The different rear bumper options you've got. Now, rear bumpers are all interchangeable. So whichever Range Rover Sport you've got, L494, you can fit any one of these bumpers. The shape of the rear wing, the shape around the rear lights didn't change. So all these are interchangeable. Right, I'm just going to do a quick rattle down. We've got them all lined up in time order here. I'm going to go down, rattle down and show you each one quickly. Then we'll come back and we'll go through them all in a bit more detail. Right, Gary's helping me today. So this is the one off our car. Now this is a standard Range Rover Sport 2014, okay? So that's what a standard one looks like. You've got the standard exhaust coming out. Again, I'll go through it in more detail. The exhausts are a key part of these bumpers, as you'll see. This, in 2015, the special vehicle department at Range Rover brought out the Range Rover Sport SVR, and it was 5-litre supercharged with a great body kit on it. And this is that one. And it had 2 round exhausts that sat in there, something like that. Nice looking upgrade. Right, then in 2018, they brought out the new facelifted one. They changed the headlights. The headlights had squarer pockets and the whole car changed design. And they brought out a new rear bumper for it. And this had these big square tips that sit in the bumper like so. So this is a 2018. One key feature of the 2018 is this removable tow cover that's got this very unique sort of shape here. So there you go, quick one. And then the sort of latest and greatest, if you like, if it's your thing, if it's your style, is the 2019 SVR, okay? So if you're trying to make your car look like it's super expensive, this will be the newest, most expensive one. And again, the exhausts sit in there like that. So they've gone from the round. Okay, now let's go and have a little look back. Let's go back to the start. Now we've given you a little taster and we'll talk in more detail. So, right. So when they launched in 2014, one difference, and not a lot of people know this, I didn't, was that some vehicles had this extra scoop out the side, okay? So these rear quarters are sort of removable. If you look on eBay, there's lots of bumpers, and they've had these lower quarter panels, is that what we'll call them? Had these removed, okay? But it was only the dynamic models that had this extra scoop. Now another thing that could be a factor when you're looking at rear bumper is this hole. Now this hole is for a parking sensor, okay? So the parking sensor holder goes here. Now I'm not exactly sure what the feature you have on your vehicle that necessitates the need for these extra parking sensors. So you've still got the 4 parking sensors. This is your 1, 2, 3, 4. This will give you 6 parking sensors on your rear bumper. Now I think it might be lane assist or lane warning, or if you've got that park assist feature. Someone, if they know, please comment in the comments below and let me know exactly which features have that, right? The other thing you'll notice, so we're talking about parking sensors, we're talking about scoops. The other thing you'll notice is this is a nice, somewhat scratched because I bought it off eBay, but this is a shiny glossy panel. So there was also the autobiography also had these panels color coded, and it went along the vehicle, and the lower door panels were also color coded. So this is all, and we've had these remade. These are quite tricky to get hold of, so you can actually, without changing your bumper, just upgrade these rear corners. And we'll do a video how to do it. We'll put the link up there. Gary, do the little pointy thing. Yeah, we'll put the link up there when we've done that video of how to install on your normal bumper to go from the scratchy plastic. If you see this textured plastic, I don't know why I call it scratchy plastic, it's just my name for it, but to upgrade to that. Right, now then, fog lights. all these bumpers, all 4 of these bumpers use the same fog lights. So this is a factory type red fog light, and you've got the bulb under here. Annoyingly, if you break or damage these are all fitted from the rear, and we can see. So you can try and get under your car, but invariably you'll need to remove your bumper. And Gary, can you do the pointy thing? We'll do a video, we've done a video already of how to remove your bumper. So we've done that already, right? And we also do on our website a smoked one, but be a little careful with this one because you really need to, it also forms the rear reflector. So you do need to add additional rear reflectors to your vehicle, really, if you're upgrading to this smoked one. Right, we've talked about parking sensors, we've talked about the rear corners. Right, the next thing we need to talk about is this bit here. So all these bumpers have a removable tow eye cover. Now primarily that's for recovery. So if you break down or when the car's being delivered, they strap it down onto the transporter lorry. And there is a tow hook that it exposes. But also if you're towing and you've got a tow bar, you somehow need to get the tow hook through the rear bumper. Now on my car I've got the deployable tow bar. So this tow eye cover here, the standard one is like this, but the deployable tow bar can't come through. So they do one that's a sort of smaller version with a hole, and you can leave this fitted, and then when you press the button, the deployable tow bar deploys from here and comes out. And we've done another video, but I'm not going to use another pointer for that. Right, now this tow eye concept of having a full size and a reduced size tow eye cover applies to all these bumpers. So every one of these bumpers you can get a full size tow eye cover or a small tow eye cover if you've got the deployable tow bar. Right, I think we've covered that one. So that's the standard one. We're now moving on to the SVR. So one key feature of the SVR, you'll notice here, has got this sort of big sort of suede groove here. And if I just slide this one next to it so you can see the two, you'll notice that we haven't got, because it would be here, right? I'm right there, aren't I? Yeah. So you've noticed you've got this fog light opening. It's the same fog light. Obviously we've got the exhaust. Now, one question people ask is, stay there Gary, stay there. Can you fit the 2018 exhausts in this bumper? Now, it's not a whole way off, is it? It's a little tight in this corner here. But look, that is one option. So if you've got a 2015 SVR, I reckon you could, with a little bit of imagination, get away with fitting that. And I'll put the two SVRs together. Right, stay there, stay there. Right. So, here we go. So we've got this extra scallop. It's about the same depth. If we look at them, Gary, sort of, I don't think it comes down much lower, does it? It doesn't come down much lower this way.
No.
But you've got more styling. You've got this diffuser style rear tow eye cover that sits in here. Again, I think you lose the diffuser styling if you've got the rear tow pack on it. Right. All the mountings all along the top here, it's all the same as the standard bumper. So it's a fairly strict. Right, mud flaps. One thing I haven't thought about. So the mud flaps fit to the rear bumper. So if you look here, we've got the rear mud flap mounting holes where we've removed it. One thing I need to look at, and I'll add some notes at the bottom, is which bumpers have different mud flaps. We'll need to look at that. Another thing to consider. Right, so there we go. We're 2015 SVR, twin round exhaust. Obviously, if you're going to fit this on your normal car, you're going to have to work out some way to add this on your standard exhaust, which is probably going to involve some cutting. We will do a video of how to convert our car from this bumper to this bumper. Right, let's go. Right, so this is the 2018 standard bumper, the facelift bumper. Now, we've got this one from a supplier, and we will put all these bumpers on the website in the next week or two. We have stock of all of these. Right, so there is a tow eye cover which you can remove, and again, there'll be a smaller tow eye cover if you've got the tow pack. but this comes as quite a kit of parts. Now, if you buy them second hand off eBay, I'm not quite sure, but you'll see it's got like this panel here, comes off here, and then you've got this. And if you buy a rear bumper, make sure you've got all these panels with it. This panel here sort of fits in there. Oh, it's got stuck.
Yeah. I think it might be cable tied.
Oh, no, there we go, it's clipped in. Right, so that. And then you've got this rear quarter flank. Now, this may look familiar to you, and there's a reason that it may look familiar to you. I'll go and grab this one down here. Right. It's because it hasn't changed. It's the same as the 2014. So the whole bumper's changed, but the good old quarter panel is the same. So you can upgrade your 2018 if you've got one with textured plastic. This one actually looks like that would paint, doesn't it? That one may be a painting grade one. Yeah. But if you've got one with textured plastic, or just one without the scoop, you could upgrade from this one to this type with the extra scoop and the smoother finish. So that is an interesting fact. Right, so here's the exhaust tips. Now these exhaust tips, you'll note, do not fit on the, they're not like the SVR ones that clamp onto the actual, these are fitted to the bumper. So let me just be clear. So this type, sorry Gary, this type is clamped to the exhaust. So as your exhaust vibrates, this thing's vibrating around in there. This one, it sits in the bumper. So it's not really part of the exhaust, it's really a bumper trim. So this one should be easier to retrofit because you don't need to cut, you might just need to cut the tip off, but as long as your exhaust is pointing this way-ish, you'll be okay. And it wouldn't surprise me if you could even get it to go down here. But again, we will convert our car in due course to this bumper as well. So we've got a whole series of videos to do. Right, let's move on, We covered everything there, Gary.
I think so.
Right, then, 2019 SVR. So I think they've polished it a little bit. They've made the exhaust much more prominent. So let me just go and bring the other one here. Give me 1 second, Gary. Right, and let's have a look at the two side by side. So, obviously the tow eye section's a little different. The aperture we've already discussed. This looks a little deeper, okay? And obviously the exhausts are different because they're square, but we looked at whether you can swap those over. From the side, they've both got this same sort of styling feature. Well done, Gary, yeah. They've both got that. The fog light's the same, and actually from where you're standing there, Gary, the bumpers look pretty similar, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's only minor changes. So you'll notice there's a centre section here that's different. This one goes all the way across. So there's little differences between the 2019 SVR and the 2013 or 2015 SVR. Right, I'm out of breath. I hope you've enjoyed that video. That should hopefully give you some inspiration and some ideas of how you want to upgrade your Range Rover Sport. Right, we've just been looking at this in a bit more detail, trying to work out what exactly the difference is between the later SVR and the early SVR. The Geek guide seems to be the number of blades on the diffuser. On the early one you've got 3 blades, and then they're sort of more aggressive and you've got 4 blades on the later one. So again, if you're looking on eBay trying to work out, and then the other way will be this corner here. So if you notice the early one, it's round on that corner, round on that corner, round on that corner, and sort of square here. You've got this square corner, and on the later one, every corner's round. Have I explained that reasonably, Gary? Yeah. Right, so there we go. Ben will put all the pictures of all the different types, but hopefully that's helped you as you're looking at what's for sale. Hopefully you can spot a bargain, maybe no one else has noted it's an SVR, and then you can get, or you can go to our website, powerfuluk.com. I don't normally plug our website, and buy a bumper. Okay, thanks for watching.